A picnic site is in form of a triangle ABC, such that A and B are 120 meters apart. Angle CAB is equals to 80 degrees and angle CBA is equals to 40 degrees. Determine the total area in hectares correct to 2 decimal places. So in such a case, you attempt to draw a sketch so that you can truly understand what the question is talking about. So we can say this is A, B, C. Then the question says that A and B are 120 meters apart. So you say 120 meters. Then the angle CAB, the angle at A, CAB, that is CAB, is 80 degrees. And angle CBA, CBA is 40 degrees. Even though we have not been given angle C, but we can quickly get it because we know that the three angles of a triangle, when added together, they give us 180. So when you take 180 minus these two, then you'll be able to get the remaining angle. So 180, and we are subtracting these two angles put together. That is 80 plus 40. Then what do we get for that case? This is 120. So we have 180 minus 120. Then 180 minus 120 is 60 degrees. So you can quickly say that this angle here is 60 degrees. So in such a case whereby at least you have a pair of an angle and a side that is known, and none of the angles is right angle, none of the angles is 90 degrees, this is a case of sine and cosine rule. So for this case, we will use sine rule because we have a complete pair that is known. And sine rule states that A all over sine A is equals to B all over sine B is equals to C all over sine C, which is equals to 2R. So in this case, use any two that you have been given, or rather that you are looking for. So if you are looking for the radius, then you can use 2R and any of the pair that is available. But for this case, we are not interested in the radius, so we'll use these two parts. So the complete pair, this is C all over sine C, so we can say, let me just use the letters that we have here. C all over sine C, that is the complete pair that we have. Then you can use any other. For instance, A all over sine A. So for this case, we will say 120 is the side, the smaller side, then the angle. You put it in the sine. Then on this other side, the side A will be the side opposite to the point, then sine A use 80 degrees. Then if point B is here, the opposite side becomes B. Then the angle B will be 40. So say C side 120 all over sine C, so we'll have 120 all over sine 60, which is equals to, we have said A all over sine A, so is equals to A all over sine A. Sine A is 80 degrees. So for this case, what you do, you now cross multiply. Remember, we are looking for A. So A times sine 60 becomes A sine 60 is equals to 120 times sine 80. So 120 sine 80. So what you do for that case, you divide everything by sine 60 so that you can be able to find A. So divide by sine 60, divide by sine 60. So what you do, you cancel this part. So A would be equal to this one. What you do quickly, you take your calculator and key in 120, then sine 80, then you divide by sine 60. So my case, I'm getting 136.46 if I put to 2 decimal places. So A is equals to 136.46. So remember, it is meters. So determine the area. So in such a case, to be able to find the area, we may need at least two sides. And then we use a half AB sine theta, or you can decide to get all the three sides where you have A, B, and C, then use the formula called Hero's formula. So if it is not right angle, then we do not use a half times base times side. Now remember, I've gotten A. So if A is 136.46 meters, then I will say this is A, then this one becomes B, and my sine theta is 40. That is when you are using area is equals to a half AB sine theta, the formula for getting area when you are using two sides and the angle in between them. So we'll say a half times our A, 120, times our B, 136.46. Then the sine of theta, use the angle that is in between there, which is sine 40. Sine 40. So for this case, again, you key in your calculator, half times 120 times 136 sine 40, then you'll be able to get 5,262.89. Remember, the dimensions here were in meters, so this one is square meters. So if you want to be able to, for instance, to convert, remember the question needs the total area in hectares. So we have to convert. The relationship that we'll use is 1 hectare is equivalent to 10,000 square meter. What about our 5,262.89 square meters? Remember that in my arrangement, I have meters on the same side, so I'll be looking for hectares. So it will be 1 hectare times 5,262.89 square meters. Then we are dividing by 10,000 square meters. So you can see that this 10,000, these are 4 zeros, so the decimal will move 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, then 4. So we'll have 0.526289 hectares. Just like I always say, once you get your answer, go back to the question. Here we say determine the area in hectares correct to 2 decimal places. So we say 0.53. Just count 1, 2. Then the next one, if it is in the bracket of 5 and above, you add 1. You add 1. If it is in the bracket of 4 and below, then you add 0. So this is our answer in hectares to 2 decimal places.